Everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jaycee. Um, I am so excited to be here. Today is March 18th. It's 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard or Mountain Daylight Time. Sorry. And hopefully we should be good to go. OBS updated, so it looks a little bit different. So let me know if you can hear me, and we should get going. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Oh, I missed so many things. Sorry. Oh, the chat is so much fuller than it used to be. I think we still call Wednesday Hump Day. Um, let's see. And yes, Mitzi's in the chat with me today, from the Altenew team. So I'm excited that you're here, Mitzi, to help me out because listen, I um I was preparing right until the very last moment. So I don't have a supply list. I've prepped everything. Well, I've prepped as much as I could. Um, but I don't have a supply list. I just have the discount code. I couldn't put up the banner. So we're just going to have to deal with what we have today. And I'll just try to remind everybody. And you know what? It'll just be dilly-dallying all the time. So thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Um, Hopefully it's not clipping too much. I didn't, yeah. Happy Eid, I think, is that the appropriate greeting for that? And I ate this time. Um, I did eat this time. And that's probably why I was just like, I should eat for sure before I start doing anything else. But you know what? Listen, a few weeks ago, we had the Crafty Gremlins. They got me and the audio. And since then I fixed it. But I was showcasing the pastes, and during that time, I was so excited to show off the pastes, and it just like for me, it wasn't the best tutorial I could have given you, um, but it's like all to new, and this time we're gonna try again. This time I have better cards. There were some cards that were giving cow. I do not know what I was thinking with the design on that one. In my head, it was giving like really geometric, really textured, but I think the audio problems really got me all messed up. So we're just gonna. Oh yes, and I do know this greeting because the folks at Altenew, um, yeah, celebrate. So glad to know them and do all that. I was crafting on the fly. Um, yeah, I tried my best, but it was not happening. It was not happening. It got me so flustered. So yeah, I wish I had. Do I have the banner or do I just have the code? I do just have the code. Well, here's the code. It's JC Life 8, and what you get. Hi everyone, by the way. Yeah, I've been flustery and preparing for this. Um, so hopefully we just calm down a little bit and I get all my cards in order. I do have 4 cards planned today for so I'm really anxious to get those going. But you'll get the palette knife set for 40% off. Actually, let me just look at my description. I just threw it in the description box. So 40% off. Usually I try to do a little bit of girl math for you. And like, if you add this and then add some of the paste, then you can reach free US shipping. I couldn't prepare that this time. So let me know your girl math hack in the chat, wherever it is for you. And let me know how this works out. But 40% off on this one, starting now until tomorrow. So actually the turnaround is really short for this one. So don't miss your chance. If you haven't gotten the palette knife set, I'll be using this a lot for all the cards I have today. You know, I didn't even focus my camera up above me, so you're gonna see too much on my crafting table. But yes, tech does happen. And yes, Carrie loves her palette knives, which is, oh, JC, come on. Carrie loves her palette knives, so I just think they're so easy to clean. You know, that's what I really like about them. And yeah, it's great for stenciling, of course. If you all took my, which class was it? Anyway, 737. I want to make sure that I finish these 4 cards. I have, oh, there's my phone. I was looking for my phone. I was like, this is my, hold on. let me just get my little stream deck ready. Come on. Okay, there we go. Craft math is wild. I call it craft math. We should probably just call it craft math. Altenew math. I don't know. So, yeah. Oh, and thank you. This is another one. Oh, I forgot all my banners. If you all, I'm gonna hold my planner up. Actually, let's just do a while we're fixing the camera up above. Hold on. I have my little planner here, and I'm gonna try to do this slowly. Oh, that made it worse, Jaycee. What are you doing? Hold, please. Hold on. I usually have all of this prepared way ahead of time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. I am so sorry for this. Oh, okay, good. It's centered. I had all of these things prepared, or I thought I was going to prepare them on time, and I didn't. So, yes, this is my planner, which I check off all the things. I'm just letting you know. You got to plan and then you got to do it, but the do it part did not happen for me. Anyway, okay. Let's get this fixed. Hold on. Manual. Oh, I need you all to see my face right now while I'm trying to get this fixed. Okay. So yes, planner. Let's get that out of the way. Palette knives, here we go. There are 4 sizes in this set. I love the flat one for like larger stencils, smaller ones for obviously more detailed impressions, but yes. And where was the other thing? Organizational labels. Yes. I used to have a pair of plastic ones, and they served their purpose at the time, but once you invest in the metal ones, it's just so much easier to clean. So yes. That is my handwriting, yes. Oh, here's my little sticky note too as a sample of my handwriting. All the things I said I was going to prepare and did none of it, so that's all right. Let's get started. So palette knife out of the way. Let's move the keyboard. Audio's still good, right? Yes. Oh, you might be getting a double. Let's mute this one. And Rosie, we're going to use a lot of tape, so I'll tell you when to look away. So, yes. I used to be a knot planner, and then I started using like a formal planner, and I've been using like some of Altenew stencils in my Hobonichi. That's for another time, Okay. First card. What will be the easiest card to get started? Let's work. Let's work on this one. So the first thing I'm going to grab, and I apologize, nothing is linked in the description box. I will do this after. I'm going to grab the water stencil. Now, I don't know why I didn't think about this the last time I showcased the Crystal 3D gel, but I feel like it makes, preview, sorry, sneak peek. I feel like it just makes the most sense with the texture that I want to get with this palette. So with the Crystal 3D gel and a few of the fresh dye inks. And speaking of dye inks, right, Mitzi, correct me if I'm wrong, there's also a deal on the ink pads and the reinkers bundle. Is that correct? Hopefully I didn't spill the tea on the wrong discount code. So yes. We'll just give it a wait. Water stencil. Move this off to the side. We're going to bring in my 9x12 sticky mat grid and just get this going on here. By the way, we're halfway through March. Yeah, we're about halfway through March. Hopefully everybody's having a good March so far. Oh, here it is. Buy any fresh dye ink round ink pad bundle and get any re-inker bundle on 25% off. Some more deals more opportunities to save for sure. The banners, I didn't have time to put them. And then the other promotion during this time is the point at the right direction. Point. No, I give up. Is 50% off the organizational labels collection, which is these ones, Ride the Wave, Navy, all of these brown ink pad labels. So I have them for every ink pad. It's so important for the organizational circular thing I have going on here to organize the ink pads. So yes. Looks like there's a question, Mitzi. Oh, and it looks like you might have caught it. Do April Craft Your Life or Build a Garden have add-ons? Oh, she's just a little confused, and that is okay. It's a good question. And it looks like you got it, Mitzi. Oh, thank goodness you're in the chat. So, okay. Water stencil. What I did with this stencil. This one's a little older. Probably, I don't know. I feel like time flies. Maybe less than a year old. But what I want to create is this sort of pond-like appearance, of course. So what I have are the Marine Life Fresh Dye ink sets and a large ink blending tool. And I'm not so concerned about the smoothness of these gradients, but yes. Just a slight gradient here on the bottom. Is this what I did? Hold on. Nope, that's not what I did. I actually did a little gradient of this first. Just without the stencil. Just like that, a really light wash of this. Okay, y'all. I saw the comments about the Tommy Hobonichi. Sorry. We're gonna switch over real quick, Mitzi. I have the Tommy one. Tomie. So I won't show you the inside, but so excited. This is my first time using a Hobonichi, and I've been doing daily pictures every day. It sort of inspired one of my perfect pairings with the cats on them and Lenten Grace. So was really excited. I just feel like I had to show you all since I saw comments about the Tomie. I couldn't get the weeks because it didn't start. I wanted it to start in the calendar year and not the Japanese school year. But anyway, then I used the water stencil and applied a darker layer of this with Ride the Wave. And I'm just going down the line of value of inks. Blue Horizon, Ride the Wave, and Navy. There's a lighter ink in this set. Blueberry. It's Blueberry is the lightest ink. So yep. Marine Life Fresh Dye ink. And we'll just do another slightly lower gradient of this. I like the water stencil because it's really forgiving, you know. No, I just saw... Hopefully everything is okay, Michael. Well, I appreciate you joining. So, Michael's one of my frequents here on the live, so I really appreciate you joining, despite whatever's all the things that are happening right now. So, yes. Oh my goodness, so many things happening in the chat. I am so sorry, everyone. Um, and I'm just referring to this one. Sounds like Amy R is sick. Usually Amy R joins me on the live sessions as well because she's right before, she goes live a little bit before I do. Um, so let's see. Oh, let me just move this out of the way a little bit. And what I did, so that was one orientation. The nice thing about this water stencil, there's no correct way to do it. So what I'm going to do is just rotate it at 90 degrees and shift it down a little bit. And I'll do a slightly darker layer of navy on the bottom here. April 6th, that makes you an Aries. Aries. I think we're in Aries season soon, right? Yep, we should be in Aries season now or soon. So, happy early birthday. We will be going live a little bit before then and during that time, so yes. Oh, and here we go. Happy birthday from all of us in the Altenew team, so. No, I just... no. There we go. I really like the Ripley pattern of this, and I didn't want to do the whole scene. I just felt like it needed a little bit of variation, you know? And then I'm not going to wash off my stencil. I'm just going to reposition this, and now let's use that crystal 3D gel. Really excited about this one. 3D gel, like, it dries... how do I describe this? The feeling of it. It's almost like... it's like glossy accents, you know? But it doesn't smooth out as much, right? It like still retains a lot of texture to it, which I really like. So it feels less like a glaze of enamel, if that makes sense. And yeah, I'm excited to apply this. Crystal 3D gel, you get the same 150 ml jar as you would with any of the shimmer relief pastes. And I really try to make sure I close these real tight. And now, Rosie, this is the part where you're not going to look, because I'm going to use a lot of tape to help save my sticky mat. I don't want to have to clean it off so many times. And I'm just doing this to, you know, I'm going to stencil right on top of my sticky mat grid. It's going to help me release my stenciled background when I do subsequent panels. So this is the only reason why I'm doing this. Otherwise, I would do this on like a scrap piece of paper. But it's just going to help keep things going in this live session. So I have been using some press and seal on my gels and paste, and they seem to be staying better. One of the things I learned from Bridget, you know, my dynamic duo partner, is to put cling film, saran wrap, or something along the lines in between the lid and the opening of the jar, and it seems to extend the life of your pastes. Clumsiness has prevented some of my pastes from lasting as long, but all the ones that I did put saran wrap on have lasted quite a long time. So, do other people have birthdays too? I'm so sorry. The chat is just going crazy. I really appreciate you all joining, but it's so hard to read. I'm just kidding. So many, it seems like a lot of people have, oh, what low tack tape is that? This is the satin masking tape. Believe me, you get much more than this in a roll. You'll get this much. And I think this is my first roll still. So I've gone through, I mean, I use it like a crazy person. I've had it for quite some time. I do have a backup, fortunately. So, yep, Altenew satin masking tape. It's great stuff. There we go. Thank you, thank you. And with this, because it still retains a little bit of that like rough texture to it, I'm not trying to apply this in a smooth fashion, you know, and whatever variance I get on here is what I'm going to get. Because these are water-based, it's going to pick up some of the pigment left behind the stencil and tint it just slightly. So I think I'm going to end up with really stunning results once this is dry. And instead of us sitting here waiting for this to dry back, I've done some cooking show magic, and we can move this right on along. Where did I put the start of the show, y'all? Don't worry, I found it. I'm sure this is going to happen a lot today. This time I'm going to use the smallest size. This is the number 2 palette knife, just because I want a little bit of more control over where everything goes. I don't want the smoothness as I normally would. So I know Carrie and Mitzi, you guys are on it for linking my getting my products down. So just like the ink, I will apply a little gradient of this. And this, if this gives you any idea about the texture of the paste, it stands up on its own and then it'll like slightly level out. So it's not so like runny, right? I've seen tubs of pastes or paints like this that are enamel based that level out, and that's what they're made to do, because they're supposed to be like glazes of sorts, but this is a paste, you know, for texture, so it's going to hold that interesting shape really well. And I'm applying this from, again, the bottom of my panel, working upward. So it won't touch the entire panel, or I won't get texture on the entire panel is what I mean. And on my prepared one, I did go a little bit overboard with the pastes. Whatever. It's a background, you know? And that's exactly what I was going for right there. Was like that reflection that you get, you know, at a pond or whatever, you know, the ripples of what reflects back up to you on like a sunny day, you know? Something like that sort of vibe. Really easy to get the remaining pastes off of here and on the floor next to me. And just, we're going to hope I don't trip over it. I have a tub of water to throw my stencil in. So just going to get this tape off. And I still appreciate you joining, because I also do want to finish these cards to an extent. So let's get that off of here. Love. Then we're going to get the tape off. I just had the satin masking tape right up against the edge of my panel. And you know, I could save this tape. A satin masking tape, it's like, it's temporary, but it's like super reusable. But I'm so accident prone, anything that was remains on the tape, you know, I would accidentally get it on something I shouldn't. This is the nice thing about the sticky matte grid, is I can gently just like curl it and pick it up. And right now, this is what it looks like. Super glossy. It'll dry to the same effect. Any place where I've over applied texture will remain the same height. So, yeah. Let me just clean up these edges real quick so I don't get the paste anywhere I don't mean for it to go, like my shirt or my face. And Clean this off real quick. I'll have to take a look. Fortunately, I don't know the reference, so. There we go. Clean this off real quick, and like I said, we'll just pull this right out of the oven. Here's the panel that I prepared yesterday. So yesterday, fully dry, still beautiful texture. And as I reflect this back into the camera, you can see like the, quote unquote rough edges that I get with the paste, because it doesn't level out. And I just love that because it just like really accentuates the texture, right, of the water. But I did take the water texture all the way up to the top of the panel. I feel like my other panel is really truly what I wanted, but it's a background. You know what? You just got to make it work sometimes. There we go. So Marine Life, again, is what I used for the background. The water stencil is the stencil I used. And Crystal 3D Gel was the star texture for this. And like I mentioned, I prepared other elements to attempt to finish this card on camera. So I prepared duplicates of these images here. This is from Goldfish Pond set. This is an older one, but I just couldn't get my mind off the pairing of the water stencil with the Goldfish Pond. So I thought it was just perfect. And what I did to color these images is I stamped everything in Obsidian Pigment Ink, used the coordinating dice to cut the images, and then I used the acrylic markers, volume set 1. It had a nice, red in it, black and gray, as well as other like really bold and vibrant primary and secondary colors. So I thought it was perfect to match with Marine Life. And I'll just get these glued down and arranged. We'll see how far I can take it, because I have 2 other cards to finish. In fact, I might just have to rough outline it. And yes, I did check. Goldfish Pond is still available on the website. And yeah. And what was the other question? Oh, and the sentiment is from, it's my favorite Craft Your Life project kit, purely because of the sentiments in it. This is Magnificent Magnolias. I just, again, love the sentiments. Fabulous, scripty sentiments. I learned that Miriam designed this one, and it's like she made it for me because I love the sentiments in it. Here's the stamp set for you. So the scripty sentiments are just perfect, and I love when the die set cuts out the offset shadow for it. And I just feel like the flowiness, right, of the sentiment was really going to complement the watery texture, right, of the background. So, yes. Are links actually showing up? Sorry, let me just see. Okay, great. There we go. I'm sure, like, when I actually glue these down, I'm going to get a completely different arrangement. But I'm thinking, like, something like this. Some interesting shapes going on. Maybe let this one come off the side a little bit. And then there was one more element. Which is this one. Something like that. Yeah. So that's the first project with Crystal, 3D Gel, palette knives, of course, water stencil. I love the Goldfish Pond. I just feel like everything really flows in this one. So, yes. Good to see so many people in the chat. Let's see how many. Oh my gosh, there's 98 of you. I didn't even realize. Hi. Hi, everyone. The calming koi would look good too, but it's out of stock on the moment. Yeah, I I almost picked that one, but I wanted to make sure because I've done this before in the live where I'm like, this is great, I love it, and then it's not even available. So yes. Those of you who are familiar, drop out what else would you pair with a water stencil? Or this background. Koi fish was one of the first, or goldfish pond slash koi fish, which is what I modeled this after, was just one of the first things that came to mind. Um, yeah, there's so many other things that you could pair with it. So let me know. Drop it in the chat. What other things you would use for this stencil. So let's move right on along. I'll just move this. I'll preserve this so that I can finish assembling it later. And I'll post it on Instagram if I get a moment to finish after this live. So, yeah, first card off to the side. The next one is, okay, 803. I also did a little bit of prep work ahead of time. Oh, let's move Crystal 3D Gel. This one I have been so excited to use because I don't know about you all, but sometimes I have like foils that just don't pair well with the cardstock I use. So, not all, and also I like to use them like sometimes on toner sheets or what's the other thing? Oh my goodness. Jaycee, the hot foil system, the glimmer system from Spellbinder. Sometimes like I don't know if it's just my batch of Nina Solar White or maybe it's just not the right colored cardstock, but sometimes I just don't get the right impression. Foil relief paste really saves me and it just gives me the cleanest impression of everything. So, oh, I'm seeing some good ideas, duckies, some duckies or swans. Um, oh my goodness, hello. Hello, Miss Kathy. Good to see you here. Oh, whales. Whales is a good idea. Thank you for joining, by the way. Um, so, oh, Michael's referring to the die cut, um, goldfish. Like, I think the example from one of the Cozy Comforts or Secret Gardens. I feel like it might have been Cozy Comfort or some other non-Secret Garden event, but the die had like the example had like a vellum as the fins. Just gorgeous. I don't know if I have it, but yeah. Good to see you on here. Okay, we'll keep it moving. Another panel of white cardstock. And, I don't know why I didn't do this the first time in the first live, because after I did it, I was like, duh, this is like how they truly belong together, right? The next pairing I have is Find Joy stencil, so hopefully you see where this is going with the sentiment on here. And we'll just start layering this up. It's just the perfect size for like an easy framed background. Um, the thing about creating multiple cards for me, and just in my opinion, is sometimes it's just hard to get beautiful multi-printed cards, like something that you can make on the fly, but also that doesn't require a lot of effort so that you can mass produce, right? And I feel like this stencil set is just like perfect for that because it fills up the whole card front. And if you do decide to use the foil relief paste in this instance to fill in the sentiment, then you let them all dry overnight and then you can foil all of them at the same time. And it just makes everything really quick. So, oh, thank you. It was this one. Or was it this? Yes. It is all fun here. I try not to make it so dramatic because I don't got time for that. We don't have time. Life is short. And I just don't think it's necessary. I'm dramatic as a Libra, but drama, whatever. Whatever, don't have time. So I hope to keep it that way. What I have here is dried petals, so mauve and berrylicious. And again, I was just trying to make it easy. I was just grabbing ink pads that were already in the set together. And we are gonna stencil this up. So starting with mauve, Oh, don't need this yet, actually. And I'm using the micro blending brushes in this case because the flower and foliage layers are closer together, and I just don't want to have to mask off so many things. Micro blending brushes just make it so easy to do this. There is a smaller size, the number 7, which is also great for these really close together details, but all of mine are dirty. So, don't want to, I just don't want to clean them. Oh my goodness, everybody with the wrist problems, I'm so sorry. Um, but glad to see that Kathy recovered, so sending the same good vibes to you, over to you, Michael, for um, a speedy recovery, and then get back to crafting or whatever you love doing outside of the chat here. Just gonna quickly swipe on mauve and picking up just the floral pieces on here, like I mentioned. And confession, since we're talking about organizational labels and things like the re-inkers, for a long time, Cherry Blossom was my favorite, one of my favorite fresh dye ink set families, or ink families from Altenew. And then once Dried Petals came out, this became one of the newer favorites. I love mauve. I love the lighter color above it, which is pink crystal. So just a great set. Maybe it just reminds me of just, it's not like a true red rose. It's just, you know, just slightly frosted, I guess. Just a frosted version of that. Okay. Then with Cherry Blossom, I used to love pairing my foliage elements with warm gray. So evening gray, moon rock, I just love the two together. I think I saw Aga, one of the earliest Altenew designers do it, or maybe it was Lydia, I'm not sure, Aram, and one of the earlier ones. And I've been hooked ever since then, right? I think it's just really ultimately what got me into Altenew many years ago, and it's so crazy to be here and using the same colors that they inspired me with. So we're just fill in the foliage layers. Again, I'm using a number 10 micro blending brush to fill in the foliage layers. Can we finish 2 more cards after this? I hope so. We're going to talk signs all day, aren't we? Sorry, I was referring to this one. Where is it? So easy. I know regrets. I am so sorry all about this. I had to prioritize my time after work, and one of the things was just trying to make sure that I could complete all of these in time. And I don't want to say too much about work, but work as in full-time job. It's just a lot sometimes. It is a lot. Oh, my little brain. But here we are, moving right along. There we go. So easy. Evening gray on that layer. I'm going to need to read up on Pisces. My partner's a Pisces. He's in the other room. I think he's watching. So easy to line up this next layer. So this is Fine Joy layer stencil number 2, right on over here. Okay, we're gonna see a little bit of the head. I just want to make sure I get this perfectly aligned. The etching on here makes it so easy and eliminates the guesswork. So I know exactly where I need to place it on here. What goes on this layer? Okay. Moving down, this is Berrylicious now. Again, still in dry petals. I think I just used the same number 10 to fill in the detail layers of this. I'm trying to avoid the little auras that are surrounding the detailed foliage layers. The detailed floral layers. So those are these little dots that surround the petals. Because I'll fill it in with something else. This is Butternut from Fall Harvest. And then I'll use a detail blending brush, number 7 size. And I just grabbed this one because it was clean. And still already had yellow on it, so didn't want to have to clean another brush. Just wanted to grab another one, and we'll fill in these little circles that surround the foliage and the flowers. How do I do this? Let me just go real quick. Nope, that's not it. Mitzi, do you mean I just go to up promote? And oh, the captcha is required. I'm so sorry. I'm not human for a moment. Do I just do this? Oh, where's my chat? It's right here. Control V. Is that what you mean? With your main affiliate link so they can easily find it. Let me know. It's so embarrassing. I'm an affiliate and don't know how to affiliate sometimes. Oopsie. Had a little movement there. It's okay. We're just filling in the little dots anyway. Pin. Did I do it? There we go. Quickly filling this in. Oh no, we only have 45 minutes left. Challenge. Is that good? Y'all, as if I don't have this panel prepared off to the side. So this could be whatever it is. Final layer. This is the number 3 layer, at least for the stenciling with ink. We'll just overlay this. Again, everything just perfectly aligns on here. Oh, I didn't scroll on my other one. There we go. Have you ever taught a class on color? I have not, but I hope to one day. Hint, hint, at the Altenew team. But yeah, thank you for that. I feel like I would drive myself crazy over this class though, because it's not just like color complement to me. It's like the science of color, the science of pigments, additive and subtractive wavelengths. I feel like it would be too much for you all. and all you want to do probably is just craft. Why do I see French? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Je parle français aussi. Um, oh, the Kathy, she speaks French. I see Kathy is so cool. Kathy and I have goth phases. I'm still in my goth phase, actually. Um, so Kathy is so cool. Oh, there it is. Oh, I was wondering. I was like, why is all this French coming up? Okay. Oh, distractions. Moonrock is the next color I grabbed. And I grabbed the 7 mini ink blending tool this time to fill in those detail layers. So that's things like the flower centers and the veins of the leaves. Okay, so oh my goodness, you guys, I I don't remember what movie I watched, and I don't watch a lot of movies, just side note, but watched the movie. It had French in it. And you know they say in high school like when I took French that when you dream in French, then it's like somehow it fully integrates. That's like the sign, right? That's when you have officially started to comprehend or understand French or a foreign language. And um, but that happened like I took French all through middle school, all through high school, and then into college. And um, this was even after college when watched this movie, had French in it, suddenly, and then I spoke like in my dream it was in French again. So it was kind of crazy that uh all of that happened. I don't know. Like that stuff really sticks with you still, is what I'm trying to say. And honestly, y'all, let's see, it's 8:19. For the sake of time, I will finish this layer, but I'm not gonna apply the paste on this one because I just want to show you the reveal of the other one of my prepared panel. But the foil relief paste is sort of like the crystal 3D gel, like it has texture to it just a little bit. It does level out slightly, but the finish is different, right? It's a foil relief paste. It's going to do something else. So let me just take this off. So that's what that looks like. And honestly, this is such a good framework for anything else that you want to put in the center, even if it's not the Fine Joy sentiment. So there is etching on the sentiment, as you can see there with stencil layer number 4. You just realign those layers and it fits perfectly in the open area on the center of this. I think this is gorgeous for, if you want to ink blend on colored cardstock, can get so many impressions on this. So let me just get this off of here. And okay, where's my finished one now? Hold, please. Oh, it's right here. I found it. Oh, there's some things. So this is what that finished panel looks like. Let me see if I can get that reflection on here. Or maybe this way. There we go. So you can see the sentiment on here and it's sticky, right? So maybe if you don't want to use foil on here, you can use things like chunky glitter to stick on here and burnish it, with something. But what we're going to do is use some foil on here. I've picked Enchanted Gold this time. This dries to like not a reflective metal gold, but something a little bit more, brassy. And no pressure, no heat needed, because all you've got to do is overlay this, burnish it. I'm just going to turn it over and use my Teflon folder. This is the Crafter's Essential Bone folder. I know next time, I'm sorry, I thought I made Altenew the, where did I see that comment? A moderator, there it is. Or even just... Didn't you refer to yourself as an old woman in the other comment too? I don't know your first name. I'm really sorry, but yes. I appreciate you still taking a look at looking for my links. The link that's in the description right now, just for the palette knives, is my affiliate link if you choose to use it. I appreciate it. It really helps, invest in the audio equipment that I upgraded to. It really does tremendously help with, organization, because, this is just a side gig for me. I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy making the content. Anytime Altenew invites me to do things like their Altenew Academy courses, I try to deliver really good and optimal paid content for you all, because you all are paying for those classes. But at the same time, y'all are here for free. I still try to make it somewhat decent, even though I didn't link to anything in the description box. So, okay. But good point. I have not seen this product before. Basically a gilding medium. Yeah, we can call it that. It does dry sticky. So cat hair is prone to stick on this as well. And thank you, Mitzi. It was this one. Enchanted Gold. It's satin. That's the finish. Thank you. It's like a satin, more satin finish. And then sticky embossing powder. I will say I've had this before. It didn't give me the results that I was looking for. I tried it in a laminating machine. I tried many ways to make it work for me. It just didn't work for me. So foil relief paste has worked the best for me. As far as using foils on cardstocks that are just not the best for foiling. Not all cardstocks are the same. They have different moistures to them. They have different pigments in them. They just do different things with foil. So yes, and thank you, Liz. I have many classes on Altenew Academy, so I know Liz is one of my frequents when taking the class. I know many of you in the chat are as well. And I think Miss Kathy has also taught a few classes over in Altenew Academy. We'll be in the Secret Garden together, I'm pretty sure, along with Amy R. So a lot of wonderful folks who are joining us, and of course, Miss Jennifer will be in the class as well. Here's the reveal of this. Now, if we have any spots where they didn't transfer nicely, the nice thing is it's still sticky, so you can just re-burnish it. There we go. And you can kind of see on here the pieces I missed. It's fine. But that's what that looks like, still beautifully reflective. And the nice thing about this is you get the added benefit of the texture, right? So it's still raised up, right, on this panel. So it gives that nice tactile appearance. And what I mean by reapplying the foil is just by doing this on any spot that you didn't quite get. Just as long as you don't get cat hair on it. And it's so easy. So easy. And I used the palette knife, of course, to apply this on my original panel. Or on this panel when I prepared it yesterday. But, yes. 30 more minutes. Do you think we can do 2 more cards? Speed crafting. Final card, or final impression on that. Foil relief paste. Just stunning. On this one. Now I can't wait to use it on my other stencils that I haven't been able to use with this. Find Joy layering stencil set. And we'll move that over to the side as well. Let's move on to some slightly older pastes. So this is Mushroom Garden layering stencil set. I picked a few colors already. Heat Emboss My Sentiment. Again, this is from Magnificent Magnolias Crafter Life Project Kit. And let's just get this one stenciled as quickly as we can. I want to make sure that you all can see. So listen, there are 5 pastes. I don't have one of them. There's the Shimmer Relief Paste, which we'll see next. This is the embossing paste, the regular embossing paste, and then there's a white one. And regrets, I should have picked up the white one when I had my chance. Because I think I would have used it on this card instead. I kind of want to try it, I want to see what it looks like. But the embossing paste is slightly different. The Altenew embossing paste, the original, right, still dries white, but it has like I don't know how to describe. It's like styrofoam, like the texture of it. It's kind of like you can depress it a little bit, and it feels kind of spongy. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know what the white paste feels like, if it's hard like the crystal gel, but just so many ways to experiment with this embossing paste. And of course, I've colored this with um, watercolor brush marker refills, things like that, and you still get really nice results with that. Um, let's get started on here. Which one do I? Maybe I'll just go in order. Let's do stencil layer number 1, and I don't know, pick that arrangement. And what I have here is this is Marshland. Crafty Necessities cardstock. This is Burnt Red from Martian Terrain Fresh Dye Ink Set. And we'll just do a complete wash of this color all on this panel. Thank you. It's puffy. I said styrofoam. Ugh, the words. The words are not wording today. But you know what? I still really appreciate you all being here and sticking around. Um, gosh, there's 103. I think we've we've hit some crazy numbers, y'all, with attendees on my live sessions, and I can't thank you enough. Seriously, like, I know this is an Altenew um live session. You know, they're really generous with helping me out and supplying the discount codes for you all. But like with the release of All My Senses from Spellbinders, my other collection, it's just it's been so nice to see folks from all aspects joining, seeing what I'm up to create, because this is not what I do full time. I wish I had the graphic design talent that many folks on other artistic teams do, but I do this for fun. So I try to keep it fun, because I don't want it to turn into work. This is not my job, right? So um, what I mean is that I really appreciate you all joining, and just making it fun. So, and attending and just keeping me company in the chat. How did I make the sticker? Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. This I made on my Cricut. I used my caliper to measure everything on here, and then I don't have a lot of colored vinyl, so I use the Altenew artist markers to color this plastic vinyl, whatever it was. It was white, and it fit really nicely in here, so seemed to work. It's been working. This is actually the first set of organizational labels I made myself, so, and it's stuck on there this whole time. That is burnt red on here. And the scientific name of these toadstools has left me, but I am modeling them after the really poisonous mushrooms. um, Maybe somebody will know what I'm talking about in the chat, with the red cap and the white dots on it. On here. And yeah, Leanne, this is always the difficult balance, right? Is because um it does take a lot of time to prepare everything. That too, drywall mud. I have orange peel texture walls because I'm in a builder's home. And yeah, it's sort of like that. Yes. Okay. Let's do Warm Linen next. This is from Earth Tones, Fresh Dye Ink, fairly new, or newer. And my hope and dream, since you mentioned it, Mario mushrooms are poisonous. That is correct. Why would I don't know. I feel like they're just so recognizable. The red cap with the white dots on it. It's just so characteristic. Um I feel like yeah, a lot of folks this sounds right. Um I'll have to Google it in a moment. Or we'll check each other. Is this the right one I wanted to use? Yes. And you know what? We'll see if I finish early. It's kind of doubtful. But if we do, we'll finish up the cards. How does that sound? The cards that I made earlier and try to get those arranged. But again, I really appreciate you all joining. And Mitzi, in the clouds to help throw in the product names. Oh, look at that. Dropping hints. And of course, I would love to share this file with the Altenew team. I've shared other things that I've made with them already. Um, oh, there you go. See, even the emoji is so characteristic. And it was just so easy, right? In my panic of preparing for this live session, trying to get everything like nicely done ahead of time. I was just like, oh, so easy. Let's just make these toadstools. All these nice little princess toadstools. Cute. Okay. Next layer. In my stencil bath that goes. And then, again, I'm just really, it's so easy. It's so nice that we're doing this stencil session with the palette knives because, I can just make and look at the chat and see what everybody's up to. And the etching makes it so easy to align everything. I don't have to think so hard, I've done a lot of thinking today. Make too many decisions. I don't want to be making any more decisions. I feel like the only trouble I have with these labels, and candidly, is I just, with the mini ink blending tools, I have a light, a mid dark, and a dark. With my large ink blending tools, I only have a light and a dark. So I just feel like I want to, finish, right? I want to finish the arrangement. I want to finish my set, you know? But just like you all, Altenew has me add to cart, a lot. Let's fill in the stems. Anyway, let's fill in the stems. Stems and the underneath of the caps. At one point I knew what all of the mushroom anatomy was. I don't remember anymore what any of it was called. Hyphae, whatever it was. Anyway, before we go into that. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry, that was Teal Tempest. Did I say that? Teal Tempest is from Aqua Island. I just feel like this color palette, was interesting, sort of warm. I don't like labeling cards as masculine or feminine, but it has, much more of a masculine vibe, I guess. But love how that's turning out so far. Very earthy, Earthy but interesting. And then on this last layer has all the spots on the mushroom caps. So, and all the detail layers for the foliage and stuff like that. This is where we'll use the embossing paste to stencil this up. Oh, let me use my tape again. Just to preserve my mat and for the sake of time. And sorry if I missed anything in the chat. I just here we go. Okay. Then we'll get this aligned on here. I've used the stencil a few times with the shimmer relief pastes. Just so fun. Yes, we must. This is, I don't know if y'all know this. This is my Wilbur since Altenew Sticky Matte Grid has come out. So, I've had it forever. Forever and ever. And I use it a lot. I use it a lot. You all know who, you know, when you tune into the live sessions, y'all know. I use it a lot. You know, Zainab, it's so funny. I always think I don't experiment with colors enough. Like I look at folks like Carissa Wiley, you know, Laura Bassin, and they just do such amazing things with color, you know, that I just don't have that, you know, that. And then I think that of myself, right? So it's interesting to hear that perspective as well. I can't get this open. Okay, I got it. It's okay. Ooh, almost dropped it. So here's my embossing paste. Hopefully this gives you an idea of the texture. We'll let it pulsate at you. That was so weird. I don't know why I did that. But where did my palette knife go? Okay, we'll grab another one. Actually, we'll grab this one. Let's demo the flat one. The number 6 has a flat edge to it. I just feel like it's good for really leveling out areas like this. It's one that I grab quite often. And it's good for these like flat washes of embossing paste. So I would use this with the shimmer relief paste if I needed to. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this reveal. I feel like this was just the right paste to use for these spots on the red toadstools. Yeah, and then the flat side of this is just so nice for really creating that smooth edge. I would do this for like the shimmer relief pastes. I feel like having that really nice smooth edge gives you a lot of more refraction or reflection of the shimmer relief paste, but I'm going to leave this looking pretty rough because it's not going to matter once I pull this off. And it's so easy to clean off the pastes. I have like a moistened paper towel, a dampened paper towel, and then it's easy to just wipe off the excess. And it's ready to go again for the next project. Love this card. You know what I would also do to finish this is white splatter. I like white on top of craft colored cardstocks and more earthy tones like this. To me it's such a like it's such a me palette. So that's what I would do to finish this card. But I do have a sentiment off to the side here. Already prepared. I white heat embossed it. And I just feel like it was, you know, the nice pair to put this sentiment on top of this background, and just nice and easy, nice and simple to do. So let's get this off of here. And we've got about 20 minutes left. We did that one in 15, y'all. We were speed crafting through the stencil. So hopefully that proves another additional point with these stencils is so easy to work up a really nice full background. The embossing pastes not only give you color, but then they also give you texture. So it's just a nice appealing way to create additional, statement backgrounds. And all you have to do is throw on a sentiment. Printable sentiments is another great way to embellish this, if you've seen those as well. There you go. Let that dry off to the side. We'll finish that at another time. How's everybody doing in these last few moments? Good to see you all in the chat. Sorry, there's so many familiar folks. I just haven't gotten a chance to respond yet. Thank you. Thank you for all the feedback. Looks like a lot of helpful things from Mitzi. I know it's been a while since I've done the inspiration challenge. We'll see what the garden looks like this year. I see everybody's beautiful inspiration posts, and their inspiration pictures. So, and the palettes, and yeah, just so many good things happening. And thank you, Kathy, for letting the Altenew know about their shipping. Altenew is based over in Syracuse, so to go to the complete opposite side of the country, with fast shipping is in the age of let's say Prime, right? That it's good to see that companies are doing that for small companies, are offering excellent shipping options. So, and thank you. Sometimes I surprise myself as well. And sometimes I'm just like, wow, that was hideous. But you know what? It happens. You give those cards to your coworkers. That's what I do. As some of you know in the chat, those are called work cards. Okay, moving on before we get to dilly-dallying. And, it's just so fun to dilly-dally. For the final card, I have a panel of Misty Morning. And, speaking of color, scents, right? This is one I was unsure of as well. I am, I don't know, I feel like I have a hard time with purple. Personally, I have a hard time with purple and orange. I do have Hoyas. I have the Sweetheart Hoyas, the little heart-shaped ones. I had a variegated one that was also the heart-shaped one, but it had its one heart, and then it did nothing for about 3 years. And then it just was like, I'm done. So then it just went away. Let's see. They are called reject cards. They happen. They're learning experiences, and they happen as well. I have stencil art, Ditzy Flowers wallpaper, and for some reason, this cardstock with this stencil, it was giving cottagecore. I was having a moment, and in my head while designing this, I was like, yes, perfect. Let's do that with the last paste that I want to showcase with the palette knife. So let us just go in order because it's so easy to. Stencil layer number 1. Stencil art is a newer subscription service. I think Creative Cuts is the newest, but Stencil art is a great one. It's great for additional layers if you have many of Altenew's fresh dye inks and the ink blending tools. Like, it's just a great way to get really beautiful layered systems. White Cat Peonies stencil art. Is that a stencil art set? I'm pretty sure. White Cat Peonies is my favorite. It is my favorite, and when you all took the die set from me and I couldn't get it fast enough, I was so sad. I mean, I ended up getting it eventually, but yeah, I think I saw Aram's card with White Cat Peonies and the die set, and I was jealous. It was so beautiful. Cloudy Sky. This is in the same family of inks, which is Tranquility as the background. And I'm just moving down in tonal value. Just fill in this background for our base layer. So easy with the large ink blending tool. Because I just want to make sure I can palette knife this with the last set. Oh, so easy. Okay. So easy. Layer number 2 is the detail layer 2. All of these flowers I just stenciled. Just because we're speed stenciling, I want to give it more points of contact for ink blending. Nimbus, also in Tranquility. Now's your chance. I think there were only a few. Thank you, Mitzi. It's this one. So yeah, moving down the line of values of ink. This ink blending tool is, I don't clean my large ink blending tools. Whatever colors on them is whatever I'm gonna get. So this might not be exactly true to value or color, but it's whatever. Oh, Nimbus is my favorite fresh dye ink color. Tranquility for a long time was my favorite blue set. But then Chasing Shadows came out, one of the newer blue sets, and I have a hard time. Tranquility, Chasing Shadows. Let's just pull one. Maybe that's not the best example. Iron Gate. It's like that, like cold steel gray. Love it. There's Nimbus. Here's layer number 3. The layer number 3 is going to give us additional flowers, and this is where I want to incorporate lavenders and purples, giving that little cottage feeling, cottagecore feeling to this background. Oh, Jaycee. There we go. I just had to not breathe when aligning the stencil. It's fine. This is Lavender Fields from Shades of Purple. And we're going to fill this in. Fill this in. Did I say feel it in? We're going to fill it in. Oh, 10 minutes, y'all. We're going to do it. Okay, we're doing it. Oh, and you know what? For Altenew is also an Aries. I don't know if you know that because they were founded in April. um, so yeah, 12 years of Altenew. It's crazy. I'm only 1 year younger than Altenew. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously. Altenew is 12 in April, so I'm glad to be part of the design team and creative team. It's been such an amazing opportunity to do so because I mean, I do this for funsies, and I was inspired by many, many people on the Altenew team. You know, historically, Marika, who's a physician overseas, released a beautiful class called Beautiful Details. And I've been fortunate enough to supplement the class with Beautiful Details too. So, still with her amazing inspiration, and things like that. But the point is that I'm trying to get to is that, you know, it's been a fabulous history with Altenew. I've been inspired by many designers, Jennifer, of course, Christina, many other non-Altenew, you know, design team designers. And so, yeah, it's such a fun opportunity. I've got to meet so many people, and I wish so much of the best to the Altenew team and many more years of success, many more beautiful designs. I think Altenew does flowers, um, you know, just so good, amazing every single time. Craft a flower, build a garden, and the evolution from build a flower from back in the day. Like it's just been amazing. So as long as they have me, I will still try my best to do it. Should be the last floral layer, I think. Yep. This is Deep Iris. Again, still from shades of purple. Fills in the detail layers of the flowers we just stenciled and just a few more layers in the flowers from the first two layers. Oh, Paints of Flower. Paint a Flower. I did love Paints of Flower, but you know what? My problem with Paint a Flower is I was so excited to do it like so realistically, and I'd be like, oh, I have to get the Paint a Flower set and watercolor it, and then I'd be like, oh, I can't do my other projects in time because I spent so much time on the Paint a Flower. So that's a side note, but I still have my Paint a Flower sets. They're ones I still, those are ones I hold on to for sure. Oh, it looks like a lot of people love the Tranquility. Okay, had to scroll up a little bit. What's next? This is layer number 5. Moving right along. And to fill this in, taking Whispering Woodland. This is Fresh Leaf. And my color choices were sort of intentional because I'm ink blending on top of blue, so I try to pick colors that were analogous or next to each other on the color wheel so that I didn't get any mixes that I don't mean to. Sometimes creating brown is an advantage. I just didn't want to do that on this project. Fresh Leaf. So easy with the large ink blending tool. Come on, come off. Oh, no. Okay, and finally, at least for the ink blending, we'll take this layer. This is Stencil layer number 6. Moving down the line of values of ink, this is Reindeer Moss. There we go, so easy. Oh, 3 minutes, y'all. We're gonna do it, I promise. Because can you believe there's still open areas to the stencil despite all this ink blending? Here's the final layer. And what I want to use on top of this one is a shimmer relief paste. Shimmer relief pastes are not the newer pastes from Altenew. But I feel like it just really needed the pearl. I almost called this silver. Pearl. What color cardstock are you using? It is Misty Morning. Misty Morning cardstock. Thank you for asking that. For those folks who are going to catch us on the... This is so late now, but for those people who are catching it on the replay, I'll have the products linked in the description this time. But, yeah, there's not a lot of open areas to this one. So I can use the flatter side to the number 6 palette knife. Because I really want this to... Oh, no, I didn't apply tape, did I? Oh, well. I want this to dry flatter, so that we capture a lot of that shiny, shimmery detail. The embossing pastes, shimmer relief pastes, keep a lot of texture to them. So if your blends aren't smooth, it'll capture that, which is fine. Sometimes you want that. But in this case, I don't know. I wanted it to be like just a different appearance, you know, like a flat pearl-like embellishment, smooth and rounded. So using the flatter side of the palette knife, just to smoothen that out like that. And here's the reveal of that. It's perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for on this stencil. So let's just do a recap of everything that we've worked on. I think by now this is dry enough to manipulate. So here's our first water project, actually. It's still kind of... It can support the weight of other elements if you want to, you know, put some things on top of this. But here's that first water stencil. Love that ripply effect on here. Here's that finished foil card. Love the reflection on this one as well. So slightly different than the shimmer relief paste. Let me just hold this up. It's like these are made from micas almost. So there's like a glittery quality to this, whereas this is foil. So just a different finish on those. And then of course the white embossing paste. And this one is actually dry enough to put on a card front since the elements are fairly small. So love this card as well. Great for another sentiment. But yeah. Oh, and then I did have the just because sentiment to put on top of this. I just thought it was the perfect pairing of the two elements together. So, like I mentioned, I'll have everything linked in the description box in like about 30 minutes. But yeah, otherwise the thing that I wanted to share with you all is the discount code for this one, which is Jaycee Live 8. So you get 40% off of the palette knives, which I've been using all throughout this live session, which is this one right here. You get 4 palettes in the set, and you can use it with your many embossing pastes, many shimmer relief pastes, many gel pastes that Altenew has to offer with any of the stencils that you have in your collection. I really hope I didn't miss any other outstanding questions. I tried to take a look at the chat over to the side here and pull them up. But if I missed anything, please message me on Instagram. Or if you make any projects with the Altenew palette knife sets, you know, be sure to tag me in them. We'd love to take a look at your projects as well. Otherwise, I'm going to run a little bit over, but I do just want to make sure that I mention that my next live is, again, I do have another one planned for next Wednesday. The content is not defined yet. I'm not sure what we're going to showcase during this time, but I do plan still on going live. I'm sure you saw in my planner that I'll have something coming up. And then what else did I have? Schedule. So again, 3:25 is the next scheduled Wednesday live. There's another one on 401, not, not April Fools, but that is my regular Wednesday live. And then I just confirmed with the Altenew team that I do have another live on 4/3. So that's that Friday. So many lives. Again, like, I appreciate your feedback. I think they really help drive up the engagement, and it's nice to see many folks returning and interacting on the chat. And like my marketing team says, please don't forget to subscribe and like this, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And if you're catching, the live session a little bit later, the replay will be available once this live session is done processing. So, oh yes, Jaycee wallpaper also reminds me of rifle paper. I think that's why I still like to use so many blue greens, like a lot of teals. I feel like that's just so rifle paper. Anyway, again, thank you to Mitzi, of course, up in the clouds, for helping me drop the product names in the chat, and for keeping up, my fellow Libra right here, in Mitzi in the chat, keeping everything going, and for helping me with the discount codes as well. I'm in contact with Mitzi quite a bit, so yes. And thank you to everybody in the chat for joining me today again. So yeah, let's get this part going. Oh, that looks weird. Sorry about that. So I will see you right back here next Wednesday, 3:25, 7:30 Mountain Daylight Time. I think I said Standard Time. Mountain Daylight Time. So that's when I'll see you all again. We'll have even more crafty fun as much as today. It'll be the end of Mercury retrograde, so it's just going to be the most amazing live session that we have planned until the next Mercury retrograde, because that's what happens in the year. So anyway, have a good evening, everyone. Have a good afternoon for those of you who are overseas or wherever you are. I really appreciate you joining me, and I'll see you again next week. Bye, everyone.